Hello everyone, and welcome to my channel, MaryAnne's Mystic Mentions. Welcome to your daily sun sign featured love connection reading for the sign of Capricorn. Beautiful earth element of Capricorn. I'm getting the readings done, everyone. If you're following me and you've come back and you're still with my channel and supporting me, thank you so very much. I'm humbly and deeply appreciative to you because it makes it a lot more exciting when I think that people are actually interested in resonating with the readings, obviously, right? But I'll be honest with you, this is an imperative thing for me to do. I'm very much, as I think about it and as time goes on, spirituality, my connection with spirit is probably more a part of me than anything else. And it continues to grow. And this is absolutely something that I feel so incredibly good doing, and hopefully I can lift your spirits in some way. That would make me feel extremely good as well. And, you know, help you with some maybe spiritual advice and things that I've gone through. Because I've gone through a lot. It's hard to tell sometimes when you're watching someone what the heck is really going on in their lives. I've been through a lot, let me just put it that way. But I'm still here, and I've had some incredible, beautiful, loving kind of spiritual awakenings and things that have helped me through my life, and I'm so grateful for it that I want to do this, and I want to get through the readings, bottom line. So as opposed to doing one every day like I've been doing for the last year and a half or so, until I get to the half month, you know, point, and then I do a second reading, I want to get them out because my massage therapy business is booming, and it's all different times of the day. So I'm going to shorten the definition, of course, of the actual characteristics aspect, because if you've been watching me, you can always go back to another video. And I want to add more emphasis on the 4 category messages that come through for the featured and the highlighted. So today's beautiful Capricorn, and your highlighted connection, Capricorn, for today that Spirit wants you to know about for reasons I don't know. It's a general reading, and it could very well be that you're in this relationship with this particular other zodiac sign, or you're thinking about it, or you're not romantically involved, but you definitely have this partnership thing going and it's feeling right, or you're still waiting, excuse me, to find out about what energies will work best for you, what people are coming into your life that Spirit wants to bring in for you, and so on and so forth, right? So for you, Capricorn, I'll take a deep breath and I'll let Spirit do the walking, as it were. Sagittarius. Woo, woo, woo. You know what? I haven't gotten Sagittarius as a highlight yet. And I love it for you. And you're right next to each other, neck to neck. So you really get each other, and you're very different. And it's interesting because I have a Sagittarius sun with about 2 or 3 planets in Capricorn, and he's on the 19th of December. So he's very close to, almost on the cusp, but not really, a couple days. And I'll tell you what, he has definite Sagittarian, characteristics, which I'll explain a little bit about. But that Capricorn is very evident to me because, boy, he too, like you, Capricorn, is extremely grounded in a lot of ways, extremely patient, focused. You have, Saturn as your ruling planet. So we're talking about just tunnel vision. You want success, you want material goods, you want luxury, you want to be the best at what you do. It doesn't matter what it is, it doesn't matter how long, although, if you have Sagittarius in your chart, you might be a little more impatient, but my sun has just never ceased to amaze me, and this came from a very young age, so that's where all the astrology really makes sense to me, because kids don't necessarily know what's going on, but they are showing the characteristics of things. And it's very understanding that a lot of us have more than one characteristics because we're much more than our sun sign. But that's what you're about, Capricorn. And you are a cardinal sign as well. So you always initiate things. You're busy. You like to be active. Here's a little side story. You love to work. And a lot of times it doesn't even seem like work. Now, that's not the case for everybody. So I know this. Especially at a younger time, maybe, and before you take over the businesses and you're in charge. And then it means everything to you. And you're fine spending extra time because you want that business or those, accolades, and you want the right kind of, notoriety coming around it because your name is on it, right? And so what I was going to say is you just thrive when you're busy and you're working. It's just in your nature. You're okay being behind the scenes. You're kind of that low key, you know, I can handle anything. I've got this. I'm grounded. I'm calm. I'm cool. I'm collected, you know, the whole thing. I was going to say, I have a brother who is not a Capricorn sun sign, but has a Capricorn moon. The moon in our charts is our emotions and our deepest feelings, you know, which we may express to others, but maybe not. But it's what really kind of keeps us going, and, you know, how we react to things and at a more personal level. So with my brother, it's all about money. It always has been, and making that money. And I'll tell you something, he's always been, he's my older brother, but it's always been like this Midas touch with him. It's crazy. He knows the trends, taking back to the 70s. He had a little t-shirt business, and he would go to the flea market, and he had his machine to put the decals, and the lines were just like around the corner, you know, because he bought tons of decals at a really good price. And it's always been that way. He's an amazing, incredibly talented musician who toured the world with celebrities and made tons of money that way, but he worked really, really, really hard for years and became one of the best. And then now he makes instruments and he sells them, and the thing is that he'd rather do that sometimes than get together for family obligations, and that's always been that way. And for a while I was hurt about it because, you know, I wanted him to care enough, and it's not like he's trying to do that. It's just, it's in his blood. Okay, so just know that. And I think a lot of people have struggled with that when they have a Capricorn or Earth sign relationship in general, because they're hard workers, but they'll provide for you. Oh my gosh, you know, you live in wonderful circumstances, and they're caring, deeply, you know, kind people. They want to do the best and the most, but this other thing is, it's just in them, and it's not meant to be unkind. So I just had to put that out there. It's not a negative at all. It's just a characteristic, you know, and we all have them, and there's certain ones that are very prominent. So there you go. And then Sagittarius is equally as ambitious. He's a fire sign though, right? He, doesn't matter. Very optimistic, very much believing when he shoots that arrow, you can see, and he's half man and half horse because he loves to travel and he likes to be exercitious. He's got to get out that extra energy as a fire sign, very, you know, energetic and just always thinking about ideas and spirited, you know, and wanting to make them happen. He shoots that arrow and he shoots for the stars, and he says, and that's what's going to happen. That's my plan. And that's beautiful. So the two of you can see, would work really well together in a work environment, and also certainly in relationships, because it's very inspirational, and you both have something that you can work on together, because you know it would be a long-lasting endeavor, and one that you would feel organically like the right thing. You know, you both have the right intentions for it. You know, you don't give up. Sagittarius is definitely about higher learning and educating themselves and being in positions and business that makes good money, you know, and then they keep learning and they care about truth and honesty, and certainly you do as well. And there's just really great friendships there, and a lot of times the freedom aspect of Sagittarius is really very what am I trying to say? It's very alluring to you, Capricorn, because you're so used to being at work, and when you aren't, you're just like, well, if I am going to go on a vacation, I'm going to go with the fun person, and that's a Sagittarius. Trust me on that. They will show you things you've never seen. They're a mutable sign. They get all around. They know all sorts of people, cultures, foreign, you name it. And so overall, this is just a really nice, beautiful, harmonious relationship in many, many ways. So let's read the messages that come through for you under the 4 major categories now, because I've added a category. And it's so funny because right now I forgot the full title that I was using for the 4th category, and it's still basically gone, but part of it's there. Maybe by the time I get to it, it'll come back. We'll see. Anyway. Oh, I do have it now. Okay, cool, thanks. Whew, that's good. The first category is the overall energy bringing you to the reading, and we are at the beginning of the month. This is the first half of the month readings. It is actually August 4th, I'm going to be honest, and I hope to have them all done by the 5th. And wonderful, wonderful energy because we're in Leo season. And Leo is definitely about fun, socializing, just being seen, ruled by the sun, just this vitality and this surge of energy. And like, I'm going to be doing this and everyone can come to my party and it's going to be the best party in the block. I'm going to spend all sorts of money and I'm going to be extravagant. I'm going to share it with you. I'm a heart-centered person. I have passion. I love myself. I love others. And as long as you're on the same team with me and you feel the same way I do, everything is hunky-dory. Just kidding. You're a fixed sign and you prefer that. And you are a leader. There's no getting around that. I mean, you know nothing else. You are very strong, very confident, very courageous, and people really are drawn to that, Leo. So that is the Leo season energy we're all feeling. No exception. So if you've been feeling low on energy prior to that, which I think a lot of us were and still are a little bit from last year. Just trying to get with the swing of things, and then trying to stay away from things that don't sound good or make us feel a little fearful, because that's a real sure way to lower resistance and things of that nature. So try to do the information that's not the best thing to hear in small doses for yourself. And be safe, and you're going to be okay. Just believe and have faith and take care. And get out into nature, which you love so much, Capricorn. So that's going on. And then what I really love too for you, Capricorn, is we've got a lot of influences coming in more and more, certainly by the end of the month, of Virgo. So Venus is in Virgo right now. Mercury will go into Virgo on the 11th of next week, just after the new moon in Leo, which is all about inspiration and new ideas and just victorious, strong-willed, this is what I want, this is what's happening, write it down, set your intentions, and watch them manifest. It's really all I can say. And then you've got that beautiful, practical energy like yourself, of the wonderful healing and caring and intelligent, also mutable sign of Virgo. So, I mean, things are going to be more detailed. There's more clarity when Mercury goes into Virgo. It's about the precision and the timing, which is essential for you, having the ruler of Saturn, which is definitely Father Time, and using time in the right ways, because it's a very valuable thing. Like watching this video, I'm going to have your time be useful and that you're happy you came and heard the messages, that they mean something, that you can go away saying, oh, that helped me in some way. That's the ultimate, right? So let's go with the messages right off the bat. This is for the highlighted connection of Capricorn and Sagittarius. If you don't know the Sagittarius for any reason, give it some time, because new things come in with new moons, new people, new associates, new love, all sorts of wonderful things. We're in the last month of summer, and summer still has that kind of beautiful, passionate kind of energy going on with it, with relationships. It's the time. Get out there, though. You gotta get out there. And the overall energy for you right now is so fantastic. The Magician. That's right. You can achieve and manifest anything you want. We all have the tools. We always have. And it's mastering them, It's understanding it to the core of who you are, and then putting it into, physical, tangible, practical ways that are going to make your life everything you want it to be. I'm going to simplify how I try to explain things now. It's really about just putting out that intention, this combined with the new moon, and your will and your faith and trust in your ability, with the courageous aspect of energies coming through with Leo. This is the real deal. What do you want to do, man? This is your choice. This is you making it happen. This is the number one in the first one before that is the Fool, the 0. But then it goes into 1, and then the whole journey, of all the tarot cards and the different experiences and life phases and everything, which is life, right? And the guidance we get along the way. And the lessons, right? They're very much a part of it. And the life and the death and the missing and the grieving and the happy and the joy and the miracles and the children and the marriages, all those things that come into our lives in different phases, and and then they leave, and then you just go on to the next. And wow, I'm in like the last quadrant of my life, and there's just been so many wonderful things, but I have so much more to do. The Magician is what can be there for you or any of us to catapult that forward and make that happen for ourselves. The second category is the possible blessings or obstacles. So what's this magician going to do that, with the wonderful energies you have motivating you and your own spirit and that of Sagittarius? The Hierophant. 2 major arcanas in a row so far. This is the teacher, the sign that represents Taurus, your fellow earth sign. We actually have, Uranus in the sign of Taurus, and will be for another couple years. It's like halfway there. Uranus is all about, pushing past the traditions, pushing past the routine, which you're so familiar with yourself a lot of times, Capricorn. It's the standard, it's the hierarchy, it's the what is it? It's the government of our life. It's the churches and the dogmas and the rituals that have been established for years and years. And it's also commitments. It's also, rite of passage into possibly connecting and committing to that special someone, and ceremonial, ways. The traditional commitment to marry or to have a child and, take your last name, and that sort of thing comes into it. So are you wanting to manifest a relationship that's a long-lasting relationship in your life? Because that's what you do whenever you do anything. It's not a frivolous, oh, let's just have a fling. I mean, you could be, of course. We all, at some point in our lives, maybe have that happen, but that's not what I'm feeling or seeing here at all. Quite the opposite. It's much more magical and much more important, and it's much more of a, these are lessons, these are educational endeavors, perhaps. I mean, you could be wanting to better yourself in schooling and all that, which doesn't surprise me at all. You could have 2 or 3 degrees and still want to do more, Capricorn and Sagittarius, the two of you together. I mean, you're really birds of a feather in that way. You just want to learn. There's never too much to learn. So that's a blessing, that right there. That's wonderful guidance. It's our own higher intelligence and higher power working with us. It's gorgeous, and it's really powerful energy working for you. So, what is the next category? It's a category of finances, something you love dearly, something you are willing to work and toil very hard for and have most of your life, I'm sure. And under that category, you have the 2 of Wands. So here we are with partnerships. Here we are with the fire again, and the ambitious side of you that's really coming through. Earth or not, you may have fire in your chart. And especially with having gotten the Sagittarian, maybe you have Sagittarius in your chart. Maybe you still want to travel and haven't done that because you've been tied to your work, which you love. But you could have a satellite office in some other country, right? That's not unheard of. Or you could do it from your own living room, and and through technology, because we can reach everybody now throughout the world. And there's so much more coming through with technology, with the Aquarian age and the Aquarian influences of Jupiter and Saturn keeping, things kind of constricted, but also helping us, to lead, to teach and to learn. And if you have something you want to learn, to put your heart and soul into it, because before you know it, your course will be over, and then you're that much further ahead than you were. But you get all that. So here's the 2 of Wands, and it's like you could have a couple of choices. A couple more opportunities coming up your way, with the new moon. And once again, Taurus is money, and Uranus can bring it in as quickly as it can take it out, because it's all about surprise and unpredictability. Maybe investing in a couple of things that are really going to pay off in the future, but you got to wait. It's not going to happen this second. You have a clear idea in your mind, and you just have to put it together and make that choice, and, do both if you need to. God help at all times. And I feel like things are looking up for you. I really do. I think you're moving into different categories and different circumstances than you ever have. You're actually moving away from this more, unless it is about getting married. And then it's about making that choice, and maybe it's with a fire sign. It could very well be. And it's not just Sagittarius, of course, it's Leo or Aries. So that'll keep you excited and busy. I'll tell you, they keep you filled with wonder and excitement a lot of times, those fire signs. They keep a spark. So the final category, which I was saying I couldn't remember all of it, is surprises and wishes. And it could be wishes and surprises. Either one, you get the point. And I like that. Sometimes things come out of the blue, right? What is going to happen for you the first half of the month or longer? Oh, okay, 3 of Swords. Well, surprises and wishes. First and foremost, this is an air element. And it's not the most favorite card in the deck, for a lot of people. And it's understandable because you have 3 swords that usually, I prefer this depiction a lot more. There's actually in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, the rendition is of a, 3 swords that are just stuck in deep inside a heart. So first and foremost, it's something that's already occurred. And perhaps you were surprised by a breakup that occurred. It doesn't have to be recent, but when it happened, you didn't see it coming. I've heard this from people many times. They had no idea, or they got a divorce, they got the papers. It's very sad, right? Even a text. Really? You send a text to break? Okay, so I'm older, and that's, it's just, I have no clue about why somebody would do that, but it's something that's happened in this depiction. You got the 3 swords up on the wall there, and you're in a resting position because, you're still healing. It's not completely, I will say that when earth signs get hurt or, something really traumatic happens, it takes you a little longer to get over it. It does, because you give everything, and you're not, I'm not going to say you've never broke up with anybody, but I don't think you would do it in a text. I could be wrong. But I just think it's a really, really difficult thing to overcome quickly. But you're doing a great job because you've got this magic kind of magician that's saying, I know what I want in life. Yes, I've been hurt. We've all been hurt. But I'm really ready to just have the best life ever. I'm ready to try it again. I'm ready to be vulnerable. I'm willing, is the word I'm trying to say, to be vulnerable and allow myself to imagine that relationship again. A partner, at least, a good friend, somebody I can connect with, somebody that makes me feel good and laugh. And like I said, a lot of indications say it could be fire, but not necessarily. I'm just putting it out there. So, surprises were that you were hurt and it wasn't great, okay? Wishes are that you get over it sooner than not and you keep it moving. And this time you've learned from, I don't know, how do you learn from someone that just out of the nowhere does it? It's hard to learn other than to say that you'll have your, you'll be in the forgiveness mode and you'll realize and recognize that if you continually think of what if this happens again, it might happen. So let that go. Let it go as much as possible. Rest, just know that you're going to be okay. Guess what? I was completely wrong about what I was saying. Every bit of that. And it's not really that unusual for me. It's not the 3. It's the 4 of Swords. Yes. I much prefer that. Right now in the surprises, let's try it again. Surprises and wishes. You're relaxing. You're vacationing. You're going away with this fun, exciting Sagittarius or fire sign, or you're feeling ambitious enough to do that now. Because it's time. Like you've gone and done so many things and you may have even felt under the weather. So it's not well, it kind of indicates that you were hurt, you were overdoing it. You maybe, felt, like you were just like exhausted from conversations and things just didn't quite go well. And you're just like, I'm putting those swords up on the wall. I got one in hand. I'll always have one available to speak my truth. But right now I'm going to relax and let that all go to the wayside. It does not matter. I want to enjoy my life. I want to let that go. And this is a recuperative kind of relaxing, beautiful retreat card. So I hope that's what's happening. Forgive my, blindness, but also just seeing the 3 until I saw the 4. And this is exactly more or less how the depiction in the Rider-Waite-Smith for this Four of Swords is it also represents somebody relaxing and laying down, somebody that needs to recuperate on some level. I know we all do in some form at some point in time, but also it has a window. And it's like it's just beautiful stained glass window showing you that there's still a lot of loving guidance that's happening and helping you to recover or rest or just give you that freedom of let's stop and enjoy me for now, or my beautiful relationships or relationship or whatever it is. And that's perfect. Absolutely perfect. So what a beautiful, okay, so you've got the cup, you've got the major arcana, you've got the wands, and the swords, so beautifully balanced right now. That looks really, really good too, because it's about the mind, the heart, the soul. It's a holistic thing, right, when it comes to spirituality. So we got through that, and I'm happy, and I think it's a beautiful reading. And now I'm going to read to you the oracle that I picked out for you because I've just been going with my gut and changing this every day for the readings and the sign, featured sign. And I brought out the wisdom of the oracle for you again because you're very, very wise and you really, really take the time to study and do your due diligence. And like I said, you really are a master of most things you ever do. And we can all learn a lot from you. Not to mention you're extremely reliable, and I love a person that I can count on. If I say I'll meet you next Tuesday at such and such a time, you're going to be there, or you're going to let me know why at least. And I thank you for that. I could use a little more grounding in my chart, I'll be honest. I have one earth planet in my chart. But nevertheless, this is a beautiful oracle. It is filled with wisdom and just real beautiful insights. And this is the wisdom of the oracle. I call it Baron Reed, I believe. Yep, she has so many out there. I really like her a lot. And they're simple and straight to the point. So the one message for you for the first half of the month is, oh wow, orphaned. Okay. Right off the bat, that just seems like a kind of a, oh, well, it's 5. And it's one of those things where, I mean, right off the bat, let me just tell you exactly what I'm feeling. It has a dark kind of energy, which is almost comparable to yours in some ways, Capricorn, because you represent the season and you initiate the season of winter where things are more barren. You work harder for what you do. You work harder to get that food and everything, for your family and yourself. It's just it's a time that you're used to it, like I said, but it's a probably more difficult time for a lot of, Capricorns, but you do it nonetheless. And then you have this word orphan, so it makes me feel like you feel maybe lonely and separated in some ways, and you've been feeling that way. And it would make sense during this last year when a lot of people couldn't visit or be out. Now, I wouldn't call you the most sociable person on a regular basis, unless you have other, planets and astrological signs that are popular and more social, like an air or a fire. It's very possible. Overall, for Earth, they're okay being at home. They're okay being loners, actually, or wallflowers, and all those different terms you have. They're okay with it, though. But for some reason now, it's like, nope, this feels like I'm something that's missing, maybe in a family way, or something that's really struck you. And like I said, maybe you were actually hurt. Maybe you've lost somebody that means a great deal to you. And I'm sorry if you have, because I know how that feels. And I actually have a really close friend that has also lost someone on Sunday. And I just keep feeling it because, it's a hard part of life that we go through. But let me read to you what it says specifically, okay? And this is going to be for a small percentage of you, but it's so much a part of life, like I said, and it's not my favorite, but it's number 5. So all right, essential meaning: a sense of loss, an identity crisis. Well, that happens in our lives, right? Just depending on what's going on. That you don't fit in, the need to belong, uncertainty about your place. It doesn't sound like the Capricorns I know, but you know, it can happen to anybody, like I said, and maybe something just happened in this last year that just really kind of made that happen. So the Oracle message, we were all meant to have connection with other people. There you go. Within our family, society, and the larger culture. No man is an island. And it's important to recognize when being a part of rather than separate from is essential to your well-being. The issue at hand is to need to find where you fit. Be true to your core truth and values. Truths and values. Perhaps you no longer identify with a group or community the way that you did before and need to find a new situation. That is conducive to the reading as well. The magician is starting something, you know, revving something up and creating something brand new for yourself. There's this retreat card kind of feeling, you know, like you need to rest and be more reclusive for whatever reason, or hopefully on vacation, like I mentioned. However, I don't know. Now I'm thinking maybe you've just been, yeah, a big part of this whole last year, even if you weren't overly sensitive or, excuse me, social, has really affected you like it does and has so many people. Okay, so perhaps you no longer identify with a group, okay, and you need to find a new situation. You might be feeling a deep sense of loss or confusion. Address the need for belonging and know that you will find your place with others of like-minded and spirit. It's okay to let go of pressure to fit in. Not everyone will understand you. It's time to move on. Okay, so I like that because, you know, it comes in our lifetime at some point, right? And it's just, once again, like I started this whole reading, it's all a part of the real reality of life, you know, the different phases and times and everything. So bottom line, that's a portion of it. But believe me, by no stretch of the imagination is that like the main emphasis of your reading, because you got some beautiful, beautiful, powerful information coming through, and it's your guidance in your higher power and knowing exactly what you need to do. And it does show that you'd like to do it perhaps with somebody, or, you know, take on a couple different opportunities to extend and grow, and you're giving yourself time to think about it. There's no rush. You know, there never is a rush, and that's an important aspect too, but you get that as well because you have that Sagittarian, you know, ruling planet that is very keen and understanding about time. So I hope that makes sense, and, you know, take that for what it is, but as a beautiful lesson and inspiration to, you know, change things up for yourself. And I'll finish with your beautiful super attractor manifestation message, which is about, you know, creating the life and the people around us and the circumstances that we want, because we feel it into existence. We emotionally are on the same level and length or wavelength as spirit. Like attracts like, and so forth. It has to be a good feeling to make a good circumstance come out of it. And I would imagine the life that you want is exactly that. It feels phenomenal, right? So let's see what your message in closing is for today, beautiful Capricorns. I love this. It has the like new moon, which is coming up, like I said, next week. And the ideas and intentions can be put down, and they're so powerful when you have a new moon. That energy can really push things forward. When I introduce joy to a situation, I change the vibrational frequency of what's happening around me. Absolutely. You can change your demeanor. You can change the way you feel in a heartbeat. That is what we have control over. And so when I introduce joy to a situation, I change the vibrational frequency of what's happening around me. I know you know this, I mean, but sometimes it's just nice to hear it, right? And to remind ourselves. And this is like a mantra or affirmation, whatever you want it to be. So you keep this up because you deserve it. You're a good, wonderful, caring, you know, grounded person that deserves everything. We all do. So, yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know. Give me a thumbs up, like, subscribe, anything like that would be beautiful and very supportive. I always appreciate it so much. And come back for your mid-month readings, okay? Let's see where this is going, because I'm curious now. You have a lot of potential Let's see where it goes, okay? Thank you so much. Take good care until next time. Bye for now.